All right, welcome back and thank you so much indeed for staying with us. Now, if the weekend social media trend is anything to go by, the television public is pleased to have a much-loved talk show, The Big Debate, back on the SABC platform. The new season premiered last weekend and is hosted by journalist and award-winning author Redi Tlhabi. But to tell us more about The Big Debate, we joined in our studios in Johannesburg by the senior content producer of the show, Thabiso Bhengu. Thabiso, good morning. Thank you so much for coming through.
It's a pleasure.
Well, should I say congratulations? You guys trended for what? Almost 2 days?
Yes, exactly. It was a great turnout from social media, and we hope that the show is going to continue to bring riveting conversation in South Africa.
Yeah, so the bar has been set. You need
the
to
bar was always high. We're just doing what we do best.
Yeah. But how did the revival of The Big Debate come about? We know that it was on SABC and then it moved to other platforms and then it's back on the SABC platform again.
I mean, when a notorious somebody left the SABC was happy to have us back, and we're happy to be helping SABC become what it should be, which is the best the public broadcaster in the world.
Yeah, and the vision really of the show going forward. You've touched on the issue of state capture, which everyone was interested on, and you had all the right guests on the panel, which of course many South Africans felt like time wasn't enough for the discussion.
I mean, time is never going to be enough for us to have the conversation that we're having on SABC. But in an hour, we try to bring you testimonies from communities, and we try by all means to also bring you expert voices, but also to try and bring the ordinary South African who's listening and who's also watching the show, because now we're also live on South African FM. So we have a double broadcasting system where you can watch it on TV, or if you're driving at night, you can listen and tune in via SAFM.
Yeah, and talking about ordinary South Africans, how is the show beneficial to just an ordinary South African who is poverty-stricken, living somewhere, going informal settlement?
I mean, there's a lot that the show has done besides just raising awareness. Last season, we had a refugee mother who could not be able to get her ID, and her children were denied right to education, and that was fixed primarily because she was on the show. The minister made a commitment and a follow-up, and so what we're able to get out of The Big Debate are community proposal and solutions that big, important people are able to take seriously because of the platform and its history. Mainly that.
But what other issues or topics will be tackled in the near future besides state capture, of course?
I mean, this week we are talking radical economic transformation,
Quite
a very famous term
yes.
that none of us can define at this point in time in South Africa. So we're sitting down together with communities across South Africa, because we do not have a paid audience. Our audience are people interested in the topic. And I think that what makes The Big Debate different from most television talk shows in South Africa and in the world is because we have people who are dealing with these issues every single day. So we have radical economic transformation. And then next year when we come back in February, because these were just 2 special broadcasts, we have political democracy within political parties, we have the nuclear deal, we have women's rights, we have questioning whether we still need civil society and how we can go about reviving it and using it to the best of its ability.
All right, so you're saying you only have 2 shows?
Yes, for this year.
The coming Saturday is the last one.
Yeah, and then we come back February. This was just the teaser for the upcoming series that we have starting February.
Let's talk about social media response. As I was telling you off air, that I actually got to know that the show was on air through Twitter when everyone was tweeting about it. How do you take the response that you get about the show and sort of incorporate it to better the show?
I mean, we take what we hear on social media very importantly, and when people are tweeting, we are able to sit down and have feedback and go through each and every tweet, and each and every Facebook post is read, and we have a hotline this year, so we're able to listen to every recording that was sent, and we get translators if any of the producers do not speak the language. So the input that people give to the show does not go unnoticed.
All right. So on radical economic transformation, as you said, it's one important topic here in South Africa lately. Who do you have on the panel this week?
Am I allowed to say that? They're just very important people on the panel. We have people from government, we have civil society, and we have people who need to account on why South Africa's economy is not radicalized at this point. Because at the core of asking radical economic transformation is the important question of why did it take this long for us to have this conversation in the ways that we're having it now.
All right, Thabiso, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for coming through, and all the best for this coming weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, Thabiso Bhengu is a senior content producer of The Big Debate, talking to us about the show, of course. So this coming Saturday, it's the last episode. The show will be tackling radical economic transformation. It's on SABC 2 on Saturdays at 7 o'clock. So I believe, Thabiso, it's a prime time slot. So
it is.
It's
the
working
first time
very
we
well
have
for
a
the show.
prime time slot, and we're live for the first time. So we're very excited. The adrenaline is crazy and the conversations are happening. Tweet us, Facebook us, follow us on Twitter, and tune in this week.
Wow.
We hope to bring you more hot shows.
Well, we hope for the best as well. Thank you so much indeed for coming through. Well, just a few seconds before 7 o'clock, let us get you your news at 7, and Leanne has all the details.